there's nothing like this out in the barber industry. There's nothing like the new era of barbering. It is very different. It is very unique, and it's very special too. And I try to keep a tight lock on making sure we have a high quality individual. I still think I have a duty to the barber industry, at least in some sense, right? For the position I'm in with where I've come from, being a barber, growing my business, helping others grow their business, and like having a very interesting perspective now. Talking with a lot of you one-on-one, getting a lot really vulnerable in conversations and hearing a lot of vulnerable conversations in places that a lot of you are in. I don't understand how somebody can be upset with their financial position when they haven't even taken a fucking second, a fucking minute, or a fucking hour at least, to at least look and think, what do I want to do with my life, right? Because I think a lot of barbers just get into this damn thing. A lot of us get into barbering to cut some hair, relax, chill, and that's about it. And that's complete bullshit, if you ask me. And in fact, that's really lame and honestly really corny to do with your life. Because who the fuck wants to be standing behind a barber chair, having the same conversation for 7 years while everybody else lives their life, and you're just stuck in the goddamn barbershop? This thing is not meant for a long-term game. This thing is a short-term game to get cash flow, because again, too, this is the only thing that you and I have been able to gravitate towards to at least do something with our lives, where we're not working a 9 to 5, where we're not doing some low-level minimum wage job or working in a factory. This was our only really every single one of us. This was our only way out and our only option out. Because if there was a different option, I'm pretty sure a lot of us would have taken a different route. Now, a lot of you are. I think a lot of. If you're listening to this and you're a barber, obviously, even if you're not, even if you're just in the service-based business, cool, you're here now. Now what? That's a big thing. Like, now what? You're here, you're cutting hair, you're doing makeup, you're doing women's hair, nails, whatever it may be. Now what? Because like this is where everybody gets lost at. They're like, oh man, once I do this thing, it's gonna be all hunky-dory and I'm gonna live life happily ever doing hair. I think the same thing with marriage. Marriage is like, this is the stupidest thing ever. It's like, now what? Okay, you get married. Now what? That's the stupidest thing. Everybody's like so happy about one day that they get to celebrate, fucking tying the basically like signing your life away as a man, right? And now legally, you cannot separate unless you want to get a lot of money taken out of your pocket, right? And damn near half the shit. So I don't get the idea around that. The same way I don't get the idea of like, once people get like a barber's license, like why there's a big celebration, because like you're just getting started. It's almost the same thing as like an NFL player, NBA player getting drafted finally, and they celebrate, and then that's all they ever do. And they bust in the NFL, and they're out in 2 years. It's like, what's the point of that? You did all that fucking work for your whole entire life just to get lazy as fuck after making some money. And this is what most barbers do. They see barbering as like their ticket out to finally start making some money, to finally start doing something with their life. And once they start making some money, they get so fucking comfortable. I can't, again, over $5,000 a month, $6K a month, $8K a month, $10K a month. I'm sorry. A lot of you know, and I've talked to a lot of you on calls, a lot of you who are doing 8 to 10K a month, you know fucking well that is not enough money to live off of, especially in today's day and age. It's just not enough. And those of you who think that that's a goal, you will be met with a very harsh reality that is, it's not the thing. You will need more money. You will always need more resources. I hate to tell you, this game is never going to stop. And at the end of the day, if you want to get all, oh man, fuck the man type bullshit, then go ahead and fucking suck on your thumb and watch your conspiracy YouTube videos all day long and fucking be broke. Because to play the game, to make money, to have resources equals freedom, especially in today's day and age. And I think a lot of barbers want to go ahead and be like so artistic and so self-righteous and so above everybody else for some fucking reason that it infests the whole industry's mind of thinking that like that's the way it should be. Because all these fuckheads that are like industry leaders who are fucking on stage talk about their stories of, man, each one teach one bullshit. How about you make some fucking money? How about you actually put yourself in a better position instead of just spewing out bullshit all the fucking time? That's what I think about all these fucking platform educators at these shows. I'm never going back to another show ever again in my life. BarberCon's coming up. all the elevated mentorship students who are gonna be out here. We'll do a meetup. Nobody's that's outside elevated mentorship is invited. You guys cannot come, and it's only for EM customers. Like I'll have everybody at my apartment, top complex, and we're gonna have some drinks, some cigars, meet everybody. But all that other bullshit, that's the exact same thing that got me so pissed off that wanted me to say fuck the industry. That wanted me to show everybody you can do this shit. You whatever they're saying, fuck that thing. Honestly, fuck what they say. Because to me, at the end of the day, all that's just bullshit. They want to stand on a fucking soapbox, talk about how their story, they're coming and feel important. I'm like, you're not fucking helping anybody. At the end of the day, your little class that you do is not helping anybody. People are going to go back with some motivation, but still continue to make, maybe they might increase their income by $500. Is that really life-changing? Fuck no. Life-changing is actually retiring from barbering. Getting out of the industry, 100K saved in the bank, 200K saved in the bank. That's life-changing. And that, for me, that's what I thought was cool in terms of the new era barbering. If a company can do that, it changes the whole dynamic of an industry overall. You need to, I think a lot of barbers, are fucking clueless, man. A lot of barbers are fucking clueless. I was talking about this on a Q&A call today in the program, because we do 5 Q&A calls a week with the customers. So, and typically when we wrap up with the Q&A call, I like to send them off with at least some words of just getting them locked the fuck in and kind of really giving them a different perspective of how I think. Everybody should have an end date. If you're listening to this right now, you should have an end date of when you need to be retiring. When you are done cutting hair. An ultimatum. Not just oh, I'd like to retire. No, when are you? And have that hard cutoff date. Because when you have that hard cutoff date, that creates fucking urgency. And when you have urgency, there is no time left for excuses. There are no excuses that can potentially throw you off of your progress. It doesn't matter at that point in time. You will go through hell and high water to be able to go ahead and push the business to meet that end date if you're serious. And guess what? If you're not, you're gonna have to live with that regret every single day. And you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it inside of you. You're gonna feel the pressure. And I think a lot of barbers need some fucking pressure. A lot of people need pressure on them. Barbers in the barber industry are so comfortable. They're the most laziest, complacent people I think I've met in my life. I'm telling you right now, if you have an ounce of urgency in your life, you can win this game. Because everybody else is sitting on their fucking ass, wanting to talk about hair cutting techniques, and talking about how it's more about the passion of cutting hair, how they want to service their clients better, how they want to bend over and stuff fucking just blow job their clients because it's oh, but that's what good service is. Because everybody's so fucking complacent. It's almost pathetic. And you looking at this, you listening to this, should look at the game and be why am I not fucking winning? And you should almost be so pissed off at yourself because the game is so fucking easy. And yet you're not winning. How? Because there's no urgency. Urgency, no idea on what to do, completely ignorant to the fact that they even have an issue in the business. If you're not at 20K and you've been cutting for 5 years, you have an issue in your business. If you're not charging $100, $200, and you've been cutting for hair for more than 5 years, time does not matter. We need to stop this stigma of I hate when barbers tell me, yeah, but I've been cutting for 2 years. That's fucking 24 months. That's over 100 weeks. And that's just you counting the license thing. I'm sorry, 2 years? When are you actually going to start getting this shit together? Because don't tell me you're listening to the fucking OGs. The corniest motherfuckers there are, who are cutting hair for 15 plus years thinking that's cool. You're vetting yourself against that? 2 years. Think about this. If somebody takes their diet correct for 2 years and they're still fucking fat and out of shape, what are you gonna, they're oh man, well I'm just 2 years in. What the fuck are you gonna tell them? Shut the fuck up, you're a fat fuck. You're lazy as shit. 2 years and you're still fat. No, bullshit. You're not starting out. And that's the same exact way you should be looking at this. Bullshit. But for some reason, everybody in the barber industry thinks, oh, 2 years? I'm only 3 years in. I just barely started. I'm just brand new to the game. I'm 3 years in. Dude, you're fucking old in the game. You should be thinking about retiring soon. You should already be at $100. 3 years? Dude, you know how long it took Joel to get up from charging $60 to 200? 8 months. When you do this shit correctly, you can actually get exponential growth. I'm sorry, there is no excuse. Oh, but I'm just starting. I'm just getting my license. South Bay Chris and Joel both weren't licensed. They're charging well over $100, making over $20K a month. What are you doing? You are making bullshit excuses. At some point in time, you have to realize you are telling yourself bullshit. And whoever's telling you this bullshit and you're listening to it, you should probably tell them to fuck off. Because they are literally castrating you, making you feel like you can't do shit with your life. Because guess what? They ain't gonna do shit with their life. What the fuck do they have? Nothing. They're the typical barber. They want to talk a big fucking game. Man, one day, bro, watch, I'm gonna be at the top. I hate it when a barber says that. Watch, bro. Watch out for me. I'm gonna be on top soon. Still waiting. It's a lot of fucking talking. I'm still waiting on every single one of you motherfuckers. Every single one of you motherfuckers. Guess how many times I even said that? I said that 0 times. I'm gonna let my fucking work and let the results do the talking. You let me know if I'm at the top or not. And a lot of you have to have that reality check. A lot of you are just fucking flapping your lips. Who the fuck you're trying to, who you're trying to impress? Barbers? You're trying to impress barbers. You're trying to impress the very same people who are the cess-minded fucks that want to, that their goal is to get on a fucking stage, a little soapbox at a barber convention. A barber convention. A convention where barbers go to and they wear their knockoff Gucci, and you want to go there, and their goal is to go ahead and speak to these barbers and inspire them. Really? At some point in time, you gotta look at this barber game as the most corniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. The good thing is, there's a lot of barbers out there who are actually going in a different direction. I say it half-heartedly because I don't even like the direction most of the barbers go, honestly. I only like maybe a handful of people. I think South Bay Chris is one of the most... Alexa, shut the fuck up. I think Chris, has the right mindset. He wants to get up to $50K per month cutting hair. We're working on that currently right now. And then he wants to retire in 2 years. He has a goal that he wants to get to cash in the bank. He already has a plan of why he needs the cash. And it's done business. Cool. We're getting there. But everybody else who wants to go ahead and just man, I just want to inspire people. Man, I just want to cut homeless people and make, what the fuck? You got into this game to put your family in better position. At some point in time, you got to realize that's going to require you to make some fucking money. And doing $25 haircuts, $50 haircuts, even $75 haircuts are not going to fucking cut it. And I hate to tell you, just raising your prices up is not going to work either. And I'm willing to bet a lot of you who've listened to this, who've raised your prices up, you're playing Russian roulette for number one. It's only going to take you one bullet. And if you want to test my word, go ahead and try it. Because you're going to be met with a sore awakening, and then you're going to come back, oh, you were right. But the way every single barber raises their prices, it's completely fucked. Because the majority of barbers just look and want to go ahead and have a higher price point so they can flex on other barbers. Sorry, what's your income? I know barbers who charge $80, $100 and only make $4 to $5K a month. And I'm like, oh, what is the actual point of this? The point is to make more income. The point is not to charge more. If you're not making more income, you are failing as a business owner. Because that is what you're judged by. Business is judged by what you make. And a lot of you, we can even go to profits. Because even revenue in business is taken half-heartedly. Because revenue just means cash that might come in. What about your profits overall? And a lot of barbers, a lot of you guys are profiting maybe 1K a month. 1K a month, you're profiting. I don't think if you realize this, if you profit, which means what you keep is 1K, there are people who have regular jobs who make more than you. And they have a much easier life overall. And this is not to deter you, but to almost get you pissed off because you as a business owner should be making 3x, 5x more than an employee at a regular job. But a lot of you are spending your money on stupid shit. A lot of you are making stupid financial decisions. The most stupidest thing I think I've heard is people buying vans. That's one of the most stupidest things. Why would you buy a van? Because you're trying to avoid the fact that you don't know how to get new clients to come to you at higher price points. Just plain and simple. Or buying a shop because you think that's going to be where the money's at. You'll be met with really harsh reality that the money isn't even in there in maybe the first 3 or 4 years. Maybe. And on top of that too, you're going to have to do a lot of upfront costs. On top of that too, have fun managing barbers. You probably don't even like working with barbers. Try having them work for you. Show up to work every day. Count on them to open and close shop. Count on them to clean everything up. Oh man, I'm trying to change the industry. With one barbershop with 3 barbers, you're trying to change the industry. Just think about it, really. I think you should change your financial status first before you start looking to help anybody else out. That's how you should always do things. Help yourself first to the max level, and don't even think about helping anybody else out until you do that. Because at that point, you can't do anything else for anybody. You should have an idea of when you need to retire. because that will create urgency in your life. And that urgency will also make you realize how fucked of a position you are at right now. It'll bring some awareness to yourself of like, I am so fucked. And you should pick a date for when you want to retire, and it should be like 3, 4, 5 years. But whatever you choose, you should have a feeling when you look at it and be like, I am so fucked. I am nowhere close to doing this. And that's when you know you have the right thing. When you choose something and you're like, oh man, it's a good goal. Okay, cool. I can just, I can chill. No, you didn't. What are you doing? You're not even applying a pressure on yourself. Oh, but if I do it, extend it over period. If I just continue on my grind with these 2-pound dumbbells, that's what you're doing. Understand that you are going to need to put yourself under pressure. You're going to need to make decisions that require risk. You cannot get anything without a risk. Think of fucking sex. You risk, if you go unprotected, you risk having a baby. Wear protection, first of all, right? Nobody should be. I feel like that's going to be another podcast one of these days talking about fucking how most of these, look, I don't know how the fuck you could be under 30. I don't know how you could be under 35. Probably even under 40. I can understand maybe 40, but under 35 as a man and thinking that you want to lock somebody down and have kids. What in your right mind, logically, makes you feel like that is the smart move for you? That is the most dumbest thing I could think about. You have all the potential to improve. Your status as a man improves the older you get, and women's decline. How are you going, like, because again too, as a status as a man is based on what you bring to the table. Women, it's more about looks. It is, that's just facts. How the fuck are you going to go ahead and like take that completely away from yourself? Leverage wise, as a man. And just fuck that down the drain. Don't have fucking, get plan B, do something. It's always the stupid people too, man. It's always the dumb fucks that have kids. I'm thinking, what time could I give them? Where's my time? I wouldn't even be dumb enough to get another relationship. I was dumb enough to even try another fucking relationship. I talked about that in a Q&A call today. I was like, somebody asked me what was my biggest failure. I was like, I think my biggest failure this year maybe. I was like, trying a fucking relationship again. I find myself trying a relationship at different stages of growth, right? And every single time I'm like, nope, not yet. Not gonna do that thing. And I just keep coming back to, I'm not even gonna fucking even think about marriage until I'm like 45, 50 maybe. If that. Be fucking prime. Could just focus on myself. If you made that decision to go raw, now you have a fucking kid, 2 or 3, you gotta take care of them. You got a wife, fiance, baby mama, probably isn't giving it up to you no more. Probably fucking sad and all the time. Probably doesn't respect the fuck out of you because you're making $4K a month. Who would? Be honest, who would respect that? Would you respect another man like that? I wouldn't. I for sure don't. I look at that and be like, my God, you were fucking up right now. Better get your shit together. And that's the reality of it. It's not being an asshole. It's not being a dick. It's the reality of it. Who brings a kid in this world and you're not financially secured? Now, if you did, great. Now we're here. I'm not saying, what are you going to do? Throw the kid away? Fuck no. What are you going to do? Well, you have one option. Fucking make more money. But barbers, for some reason, they have all this reason why they need to support the family, actually have some fucking freedom in their life, maybe actually get out of the fucking relationship so they can be on their own and still support the kids. Yet they don't want to fucking push. You put yourself in the hole. Now get out of the fucking hole. Don't feel bad for yourself and suck on your goddamn thumb. You made the bed, lay in it. Let's get it done. This is just the next step. This is the path you chose. Let's go. And you gotta understand, all your decisions, you're gonna have to live with them. Now, you have to make a different decision. Your life just got a little bit harder. I shouldn't say harder, but your life just got a little bit more different. You have to now make different decisions. Get your shit together. Us single folks, high five. So we ain't got those issues, right? Single, no kids. We're staying that way too. But you guys with kids, you know this. Shit, I know barbers who I've talked to who are making 8 to 9, 10K, got kids, and it's not even close to being enough. So a lot of you who are single, thinking that you're 3 or 4K per month, you're 2K per month, and you're chilling, I'm sorry. If you even think about having kids or a family in the future, and you want to take a real hard look at things, even 9 to 10K people, they're struggling. It's not enough. It's just not. And Barber can provide you with that at 15, 20, 30K a month. I can't really say 30K a month because the highest we've ever gotten to Barber was 29K a month. We're going to get the 30K a month so I can officially say that, but I can't officially say it. 29K is the bridge, right? Average is around 20K. You have to understand what the potential is with this thing and take it and run with it. If you don't know what to do, get some help. There are people out here, like we have a company that helps barbers do this. Yet for some reason, I don't even know the ignorance. Oh no, I think I just do it. Really? What up until now has said that was possible? And again, too, if you want to try it, be my guest. I'm more than willing to sure a lot of you will be back in about 6 to 8 months. We'll be talking again. I'm like, yep, nothing's changed. I'm like, well, we just wasted 6 or 10 months where you could have been making an additional 5 to 10K additional on your income each and every single month. But because you want to make that decision of making bad decisions, we're here again. And now we got to start from plan zero. I'm just going to echo this. Have an end goal, and it should scare you. It should make you realize that you are so far behind that you need to get on your shit. And you need to be able to understand what you're doing. If you don't have that, you don't have any urgency. If you don't have any urgency, how the fuck are you going to expect to push this thing forward day after day? Right now, again, too, we're having again, for the Elevated Mentorship Program, we're going up on our pricing by $1,300. I hate to date myself, but this is September 19th, 2022. So about 6 days left? I think we have about 6 days left before we go up on pricing. We did this last year as well, too, because we were just getting so much phenomenal results. Currently, in the last 30 days, we've had 3 barbers have well over 1K a day. We had one of those barbers have 2 1K days. And through 13 days, he's already made about 77, I think about 8K in the month. Through 13 days in the month. And to make 1K, he only did 7 services. 7. Think about what you have to do as a barber to make $1,000 in a day. And it was like $1,100, $1,200 maybe in the day. Think about how many services you have to do to make $1,200. Because he only had to do 7. His name was Fabio. I posted it on my story. Now, we're going up in the pricing of the program because we can get that phenomenal results for barbers when we go ahead and actually work with them and they allow us to do everything we need to do inside their business to the T. Of course, I always put a link in here. I always put a link in at the bottom. Go ahead and book a call. Or if there is no link or it doesn't work for you, obviously just reach out to me on Instagram at Deluxe. We can go ahead and go ahead and send a couple messages back and forth, see if you're a good fit. And then if it is, I'll send you my team's calendar. You can hop on a call with them, maybe me, myself as well, and we can see from there. But something needs to change. But you're going to be in a place in 5 years from now. And what you do today is going to dictate where you're going to end up in 5 years. And it's going to be dependent on the decisions and the quality of the decisions that you make. Now, here's my forewarning. Understand the quality of your decisions that you've made up until this point and what the results have gotten you. And are you happy with that? Yes or no? Majority of you are, I would highly say a lot of you are not that happy with them. So if you've been making bad decisions, you need to start changing the way you make decisions and changing the way you see the world. Changing your beliefs, especially about money. That's probably the number one thing. You need to change your belief around money. That way you can start changing your belief about the world and how the world works. And that way you start taking different actions and making different decisions based around money. This is going to be the start of the next 5 years. You're going to look back on this 5 years from now and be like, that was the moment that it clicked for me of when I made a decision. Now, after this, it's going to be dependent on you to keep that decision. And if you actually follow through. Because again, 99% of people, they will make a decision. 99% of people listen to podcasts will make a decision. 98% of those people are not going to hold themselves accountable to that decision. That's just the reality of it. The good thing is, all you have to do is keep yourself accountable to that decision, and not waver, and you win. But it's also the hardest thing to do because most people don't do that whatsoever. So, figure out where you want to be at 5 years, 3 years. Make it scary. Understand the day's going to come. Hold yourself accountable to that, and understand everybody is going through the same thing of hardship that you'll be going through. It's a vetting process, and people are dropping like flies. Don't be one of them.